What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy R.B.Balla. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I'm here with Straight Facts 411. And y'all already know, when we get on here, usually we have a bunch of trending topics for you guys. So try to listen and pay attention. Before we do that, I gotta share this live. So just give me 1 second. I'm gonna share this live right now. And then I'll share right here also. Yeah, so Tamika, what up? Oh, all right, you move fast. That's what's up.
Hey Tamika, what's going on?
Yeah, we're gonna give it a few seconds for everybody to join. And once everybody come in or whatever the case may be, we can get started.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you wanna at least give them the topic, let them know.
Absolutely. Straight facts, disseminating information to the blacks because that's where it's at. What I wanted to talk about tonight is I have a theory, and I'm not sure if you can feel me on this theory. However, check it out. The theory goes like this. Excuses only satisfies those who make them, and promises mean nothing unless you break them. Do you think that's true? Meaning, do you think that when you make an excuse for somebody or to somebody, that excuse is really only satisfying you? It's not satisfying the person who you make an excuse to, because they expected you to do something or whatever, so they really not satisfied. I don't know. That was just a theory. And a promise. A promise. Is a promise like really a promise if you know you're going to break it before you make the promise? So my theory is excuses only satisfies those who make them, and promises mean nothing unless you break them. Okay, what you feel about that, D?
Like I told you earlier, I think that is self-explanatory. You know what I'm saying? Excuses. Usually, the person that's making the excuse is the one that that values the excuse the most. He gonna put all the energy into it. The person he's giving it to really don't give a fuck about what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because he looking at it like it's just an excuse. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like that's important to him. What's the second part of it?
And promises mean nothing unless you break them.
All right, promises mean nothing unless you break them. I like that part of it because that's deep, if you ask me. What I get from that is, you ever notice how when you keep your promise to somebody, they love you and they so happy, but the moment you break your promise, they forget about all the times you kept it. You know what I'm saying? So,
meaning you're only good as your last promise.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I got from that.
Yeah. So what? And the reason why I try to apply that principle in my life is because that principle helped me to keep my word. So when I give you my word, back in the day, we used to say, my word is my bond. If I give you my word, I give you my life, that type of thing. So my thing is, like, it's this club that me and Edie have. It's called the Keep Your Word Club. You can be in the club. You just got to be able to keep your word. Okay, if you can't keep your word, then you can't be in the club. So that's the principle I applied to do that. The next topic I wanted to talk about is a topic I'm not sure if many of you guys have heard about, and it's called the Crown Act. The crown, like a crown, like you wear on your head. The Crown Act, and California is the first state to actually apply this Crown Act and put it into legislation. And the Crown Act essentially deals with me as a black man with locks. I'm not sure if y'all see the locks. Or my sisters who want to wear their hair natural. Do you know that they can be fired from their job because they don't either wear a wig or they don't straighten their hair? Meaning they're trying to, like white people out there, if you ain't trying to conform, then technically you can get fired from your job. Now, most people would think, you can't fire me because of that. Well, technically, you can be fired. And if you try to bring a lawsuit, they'll tell you there's no such thing. There's no such law that protects you. Until now, California is the first state to implement a statewide act. New York had it just for the city, and New York City just did it this year. So let's think about this. So black people so-called came to this country August 19th, today, 1619. So, you know, we going back a long time. So today is like the anniversary of that. And still today, it's a crime for us to wear our hair the way it grew out of our head. It's like, that's a crime. If you can't straighten it up and risk burning yourself, or if you can't, you know, throw a wig on and try to, it's like, you know, you can't get a job, you can't get employment. So I'm not sure if many people knew about that act. And if you do know about that act, you know, just hit me up and let me. Well, some people said discrimination, Tamika. However, discrimination has to be defined. And when you define discrimination, they didn't include that in the definition. So you and I would call it discrimination because you and I are who it's happening to. However, for those who actually implemented the law, they made the law to work for them, not for people like me and you. So what I'm saying is that if we can actually get up on this information, that'd be good, because, you know, just because we're in the hood, that don't mean that we don't have rights to wear our hair the way we're going to wear our hair. And, you know, a lot of people might not know that. So let me know what you think. Matter of fact, D, what you think?
Honestly, I think that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I never knew that. When my uncle first told me about what the topic of this segment was going to be, I told him, I said I never knew that, like, the information he was giving me on this topic about how, you know, females, it's been like that since day one, pretty much, that they had to wear wigs and, you know, straighten their hair and all that. And I can remember back when my grandmom used to, you know, straighten her hair out or throw the wig on and shit like that. And the sad part is, what I told him was, I said, we got all these young girls right now that think that it's a trend to wear wigs and shit like that and don't even know where it came from. You know what I'm saying? And you know, if they knew that the only reason that a lot of sisters was wearing that was to conform so that way they can get employment, shit like that, then they would have looked at it a lot different. You know what I'm saying? So they probably wouldn't be wearing them shits. But, you know, teachers on, I don't judge nobody. You know, they probably like the way it look, you wear it, it looks good on you. You know, enjoy that. I mean, that's cool. But yeah, I didn't know that, and now that I think about it, you know what I'm saying, it's crazy because I didn't, even if I did know, I would have thought that was something that got taken care of a long time ago. So,
well,
you know,
brother, if you didn't take care of it, then who gonna take care of it?
For it to still be an issue today, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, that shit's kind of crazy for me. But.
And for me, it's actually a deep issue. Hold on a second.
Yeah. What's going on, though?
Yeah, for me, it's actually a deeper issue, because for me, not only do I have locks, and not only have I been discriminated against 2 times at least, and then 2 times because these are the times I know about. I don't know about the other time. However, 2 times at least. For me, I understand the history regarding black hair in this country. And that history goes back to, for example, let me ask you a question. What are the only 2 businesses that white people allowed black people to have after slavery? From my research, there are only 2 businesses that were allowed to flourish in the black community. Meaning white folks said, we don't want none of those businesses. Y'all can have that. Y'all can. What are those 2 businesses? Can anybody name them for me? Where we at? Carmel Farm. Sir. Tamika, what about you? Can you name two businesses that were allowed to flourish? Okay, for time's sake, let me just tell you.
I think one of them was on the shoe shine shit.
Okay, that's a good guess. That's incorrect. However, get you close though. You close.
One of them was being a maid.
No,
wait, we didn't own a business for it.
No.
All right. I don't know.
Okay, good. See, that's an honest answer. Straight facts.
Probably food. Got something to do with food.
No,
probably,
sir.
right?
No, sir. Neither one of them. The first one is funeral homes. Notice in black communities, you always got a funeral home, and a black person is likely to own it if it's like, long standing. So white folks said, we're gonna kill you, we just not gonna bury you. If you want to let yourself rot, then you're gonna rot. However, until somebody else come and pick you up and bury you, then you're gonna stay out there. So black people, we were responsible for burying our own. So our own funeral homes, many black communities own their own black funeral homes. The second thing is, liquor store is a good one. However, that's not what they allowed us to own, because the liquor store was technically, that was like, I'm not sure if you ever heard this thing, prohibition. Prohibition is where they made liquor illegal. And a lot of people don't know that that's the shortest lived constitution ever on the United States Constitution. That constitution lasted for 11 years. 11 years they banned it. And then white folks started fighting so much and killing so much. They said, all right, we got to get rid of that constitution. And they took it out. So that's the liquor. So liquor, white folks really controlled that because they knew the money in there. However, the second, Sharita. What's up, Sharita? Sister close. Matter of fact, she's so close, I got to give her a cigar. Because when you say beauty salons, I'm taking in that, I take it that you mean barbershops. And if you're talking about barbershops, good. Because Madam C.J. Walker, very good. I'm glad you see where I'm going with. Tamika, see where I'm going with this. Exactly. Madam C.J. Walker. The two businesses that white folks allowed black people to have are funeral homes and barbershops. They said, we're not going to cut your hair and we're not going to bury you. You can have those businesses. We don't want those. Okay, you keep that. So we actually flourish, which is why the evidence, which is why you will have a lot of black-owned barbershops. You will have a lot of black-owned beauty salons. You have a lot of black-owned, because that's what they allowed us to have. So now, in allowing us to have this, a lot of us never knew that it was like a crime. And I know some people want to try to fight me on this. V, why are you going so far saying it's a crime? Yeah, it's a crime for you to wear your hair natural, as it meant to grow out your head. And so for me, that history goes back far. And I look at it and I'm like, wow, this day, today, 2019, August 2019, August 2020, whatever it is, 1619. And it took them that long to figure that out. And my thing is, you have people pushing, look it up on the internet. It's called the Crown Act. The Crown Act. So if you can look that up, then that'd be good, cool, because I think more people need to know about it. And if we did, then a lot of sisters wouldn't have to wear a wig. Not that you have to wear it, because you can take it to court and fight it under Title VII, something like that. However, the point is, there are people out there who try to make it easier for you to come natural as you came, as the hair grew out your head, so to speak. Okay, and that's what that is. All right, D, what you want to go into next, good brother?
Yeah, I think that's crazy. I really do think that's bugged out. My condo is so when we get it cleared to the point where we can take them to court and get a lawsuit for it, in New York City, United States.
Mm-hmm.
Where's that?
Well, right now it's in California.
It's in California.
It's the statewide. That's the first statewide.
That's the first state that's saying that it's illegal?
Right. Now, because they have cities.
So it's not in New York yet?
New York State, that's not true. So New York City, it is true. Meaning Mayor de Blasio, he signed that act in and they made that illegal in the city. However, once you go outside the city, you watch it, because you can't wear your hair like you grew out your head. if the employer has an issue with it. Now, again, I don't want to be so dramatic to say that you can't wear your hair, you can't wear. If your employer says, well, I don't really like you wearing your hair, which one of my employers told me that one time. And they said, listen, Vernon, you can just stay home. I'll pay you to stay home. And just don't come here with that hair looking like that. I just don't want you to stay. And I stayed home. I didn't know later on that it hurt me, because the skill and craft that I practice, you need to continually, do it repeatedly. However, when you stop doing certain things, it's a perishable skill, is what we say. So, so at that point in time, I thought it was a good thing that he wanted to pay me and I stay home. So I thought I benefited from it, not knowing that really, and I was going to try to fight him for it. I just said, forget it. The point is, how many other people have said, forget it? And now they no longer have to say, forget it. Now they can get a lawsuit and get with it and start suing people. So, and when you sue them, hopefully you have something that you can get.
I got a question I want to ask you about, because I know you tight with the law work and all that. In situations where you go to apply for a job, they say that it's illegal for them to ask you if you have a felony, because they can't stereotype or whatever when it comes to a job. If you got, but they find ways to go around it. Because I used to work for a company, and they trained us to know how to get the information, to basically get them to volunteer the information to you. And what we would do is we'd be like, so when you come in, you have to get fingerprinted. Is there anything you want to tell us? And usually it'll make them, they spit it all up. You know what I'm saying? In a situation like that, they're still basically asking personal information. Can you still get a lawsuit from that?
Well, it depends. There's a campaign called Check the Box campaign. And the campaign that's called Check the Box campaign is a campaign where they're fighting to have that question just taken off the application altogether. Meaning when they put that application on, that's something that is against the law. Many people don't have it.
They don't have it on the application. They ask you it in an interview.
Well, asking you in an interview is a different story. Now you have the right to be upfront and, as I like to say, create the narrative, because you don't want to go in trying to evade. Now they can't trust you. However, if you go in and you give your side of the story and they benefit from your side of the story, now they can trust you and they say, this person is straight up. So you benefit from that.
All right, got you. So don't be so it's better that you go in and tell them the truth. That you hold on. So they shouldn't be asking you the question. But if they ask you the question, you tell them the truth?
Well, of course you want to tell them the truth. However, like Tamika said, they also ask you in the application as well. And that's back to the Check the Box campaign, which some communities are trying to do is actually make it illegal for them to ask the question on the application. So what you have to do is, wherever you're from, you see what law applies where you're from. So if that applies to you. Now, as far as your question, of course you want to tell them the truth. However, in telling them the truth, understand you benefit from giving them the narrative. The narrative is very, I don't care what you're doing. The narrative is very important, because now you're putting it in perspective. You see how oftentimes we'll grab the phone. You see how oftentimes we'll just grab the phone, and when we grab the phone, boom, 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 we'll send somebody a text. Well, when you send a text, sometimes they lose the context. So when you actually put it in the narrative, you actually put the whole story in context, and they say, oh, now I see why that happened. Now I see. See, they understand the other things going on, as opposed to you just check the box, you got a couple of felonies, which I do. Okay, I raise my hand to that too. So my point to you is that this is why I know, because when you tell them the truth up front and you lay the narrative out for them, usually people are understanding. And for those who aren't understanding, do you really want to be there anyway? For them to be watching you like you about to steal something? You're like, oh, you always looking over your back, so you probably don't even want to be there anyway. So for the people who will love you and embrace you, those are the people who are willing to face you.
Yeah, that's different. All right, got you. Absolutely. Yo, what up, son? What's going on with you, bro? Yeah, so this is our segment right here.
Straight facts, disseminating information to the blacks, because that's where it's at. This is the first time I'm not doing a straight fact show without music, because I usually have music. However, they tell me that YouTube won't allow me to play music because of the fact that I don't own the rights. Well, that's fine, because I have something else in mind. Have you ever heard of this thing called blockchain? If you've heard of blockchain, give me a thumbs up, or whatever y'all do on this thing. What'd you do? What do you do? A like, a share, something like that? the thing is, blockchain is for me something that I'm trying to get the message out about. I don't want to bore y'all with it now. Not even bore y'all with it, because no matter what industry you're in, you're going to hear about blockchain soon. Just like you're hearing about 5G and all this other stuff, blockchain is going to, it's going to be talked about a little bit more often. The reason why I bring it up now is because blockchain and social media, oh my goodness, that's going to be off the meat rack, because now you own that. When you're on blockchain, you own your own material, you own your own content. If you go back far enough, back when they used to play music, well, Sam Cooke was the first black artist that I know of. If anybody know, let me know. And you can hit me up, straightfacts411@gmail.com, okay? Or Instagram, straightfacts411, or Facebook, straightfacts411. And when you're spelling facts, use the Z, not the S. We don't spell facts with the S, we spell it with a Z. Facts, A to Z, all right? So, what happened? Sam Cooke, first black artist that I know of to actually own his own music, his own material. So he got paid from it, because most black people didn't own their own material. However, on blockchain, that will allow us to own our own material. And for artists like my nephew, when they do shows, they can get paid on the blockchain. So my nephew come to the show and something happened and fire department try to shut it down because it's too many people. And then they say, oh, Balla, we can't pay you because you didn't perform. Fire department down. Psh, no problem. Blockchain already paid him. He out. He happy. He'll come do it for the people another time. However, he still got paid. And blockchain made sure that you'll get paid. So look it up. Blockchain. Block. B-L-O-C-K. Chain. C-H-A-I-N. Blockchain. Beautiful thing.
Oh, Auntie, I don't need a job. That ain't for me. That was just a topic that I threw in the air. I don't need a job though. I'm employed.
And that's another thing. Speaking of employed, create the definitions. See, for me, it pains me to say this, that we as black people have to create our own book of definition and phrases. And one of those definitions, one of those words that we have to begin to define is the word employer. You see how my nephew said he's employed? What I'm trying to help more people to do is either be the employer or be the independent contractor, which is kind of one and the same, depending on. Point is that if you look it up in a dictionary, the IRS dictionary or whatever dictionary you want to look it up, if you look at the word employer, that word means master. So that means that technically you're supposed to call your employer master. Technically, according to their definition. Now, I know a lot of y'all saying, I ain't calling this so-and-so, this MF for no man. I ain't saying that. So technically, that's the definition. And the definition that they define, not me, they define as employee, that definition is servant. So really, you're the servant for the master. When I heard about that, I had to leave the plantation.
George W. Johnson.
Okay, George W. Johnson. Okay, cool. I haven't heard of George W. Johnson before. However, I'm sure Tamika gonna put me up on it. However, once I heard about that, I'm like, what, for real? It's because, and being an independent contractor is nothing more than see, he's trying to mess with me right now. He's trying to distract me.
I'll cry right now.
What happens is,
let's keep going.
What happens is, once I found out about the master and the servant relationship, it was like, wow, I had an issue with that because given the history and given what today is, especially, going back, is like, so what happens is an independent contractor. For those of you who don't know, an independent contractor is a person with a skill or a trade, and you do work for yourself on behalf of somebody else. That's it. That's it. So if you got a skill, you got a trade, you do hair, you watch children, you whatever you do, whatever you do. Point is that if you have a skill, you have a trade, you can be an independent contractor. Now, being an independent contractor, that makes you the master. That makes you the master. when you're the independent contractor. And that's what you want to be, because now you get to actually control your destiny.
So don't ever refer to yourself as an employer.
Well, if you're an employer, that's a good thing.
Well, employee, I mean.
Well, you can't help it.
What's another name? That's what I'm saying.
Well, you can't help it. My point is, this is the definition they've given you. You don't get to choose.
You said 1890. First African American to record and own his music.
Oh, 1890. Thank you. See, this is why we call it straight facts, disseminating information to the blacks, because that's where it's at. Who that? That's Tamika?
It's Shamika.
Shanika? Good. She gave us that. Thank you very much. So now I can get this information. Make sure you can send this to me so I can get a copy of this, right? That information she sent to you?
Yeah.
Because I need that.
On Facebook.
Yeah, so you listen, do me a favor, hit me up on Facebook and send that link to me on Facebook.
Yeah.
I'm at Straight Facts 411. At Straight Facts 411. And that's what I like. There's this saying that I usually like to say. None of us are smarter than all of us. Meaning, you see how we're just now talking about something with Sam Cooke, and then sister came back and she helped me out and gave me some better information. Wow, this is why I love this. All right, D.
All right, I'm trying to figure out which way I should go with this conversation. I can't really, y'all know me. Y'all know my personality. Y'all know how my live streams go. Y'all know my topics of discussion, be relationship shit. And I wanna go back. Okay. Matter of fact, remember on one day we was outside and you seen a female who actually had big chest and a big behind, and you said that wasn't the average make, that the make is normally different. I'm sorry to put you on the spot, brother. But the genetics.
What about the genetics?
Does that play a role in attitude? Because we had a topic this morning. We had a topic earlier about women with big waists, big behinds, and nasty attitudes.
Okay.
A lot of guys feel like, women with big behinds have real bad attitudes.
Okay. Well,
is that a genetic thing, or is that a thing that they were molded from what's going on with the environment?
I'm not a doctor of that sort, and I can't tell you that. What I can tell you is it starts with the head. I usually like to say, who's driving that car? When I see a bad sister, thick, voluptuous, which is how I prefer, right? Who's driving that car? Meaning, forget the body for a second, because you can't help but notice the body. However, for a second, forget the body. Who's driving that car? Who's driving that car? I mean, what she got going on up in her head? And you will know that starting first from what she's saying. And whether she opened her mouth or not, she's still talking to you. How is she talking to you, D? What's her first form of communication that you see?
Body language.
There you go. What is she wearing? And is she wearing something like you saying, okay, whatever observation. Right now, you're not judging because you don't know what to judge. What you're doing is observing. She ain't said nothing out of her mouth, nothing like that. So you just observing. And while you observing, what you're doing is you're saying to myself, okay, regardless of what the body look like, do I really want to be around somebody like that? Because you already kind of know, observing from where her head is at, from what she's wearing, that's one. So now if you're in that headspace, and this is just me personally, I'm glad you asked me this question, because if you're in that headspace, oh my goodness, this is beautiful. This is what you've been waiting for all day, and it just came your way. So it's your birthday. So this is beautiful. So it depends on what's going on in your head.
Some of them do be acting stuck up, but a real queen knows having a big butt ain't gonna really get you nowhere. You gotta have the brains.
See, there she goes. She took it straight to the head.
That was from Takima Johnson.
Thank you.
If y'all hit the link, y'all can actually come into the YouTube channel where we're gonna be doing our live blogs and our live streams, and y'all can actually subscribe. And I'm not gonna be doing it on the live on Facebook like So back out of this video at the top, it got a link. You hit the link, come into here and talk into the comments. They showing love. You come into the you come into the YouTube channel and just hop it up us in the comments and shit and subscribe. Please show some love. You know what I'm saying? Cause we gonna try to have these trending topics for y'all like once a week, but I gotta see that it's progress. You feel me? So I need y'all to show that love. Shamika, why are you still in Facebook, man? Come into YouTube. Back out, hit the link, come into the YouTube channel. Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, that's what they were saying. They were saying that, you know, and I think that I'm not gonna hold you. I guess when you go through stuff with somebody, the traits that stand out about them, whenever you see that in somebody else, you judge them from what you remember, you know, with the last person. And I guess, yeah, if every time you dealt with a chick with a fat ass, you had to worry about, you know, fighting, or you had to worry about cheating, and you had to worry about just mad headache, just drama, you know what I'm saying? You would probably assume that. You know what I mean? However, as far as attitudes and all that shit, I don't think it has nothing to do with the body. I do think it has something to do with the body. I don't think that it just is natural. I feel like it has a lot to do with the response that she gets from other people because of her body.
Let me ask you this: can you look at a girl and then just see her face and not see her body? Is that possible? Tamika, thank you for the comment where you say great response. I got a question for you. Okay, Tamika said yes, because Tamika can look at a girl and just see.
A female.
Oh, what?
Ask the guys. Ask the guys.
Okay, Shamika said no. So two girls gave two different answers.
Welcome to the party.
Two girls gave two different answers. Two girls said yes, you can look at a girl and not notice the body, and one girl said no, you cannot do that. And do you know what science says? Science says, well, whoever correct me on last one, try to correct me on this one too, please. Science says when you're looking at something, the object from far away, the first thing you're going to notice is the part that's moving, and it's going to be a shape that's moving, and that's the first thing you're going to notice, because the closer the person get or the object get, and you start to, like, you know, glasses, and you start to get it in focus, or binoculars, you start to get in focus, then you start to actually see more stuff. Then that's another story. However, usually the first thing you notice is the thing that's moving.
Yeah, you heard that? Girl can't answer for me, man. That's how I feel. Hey, yo, look, y'all can hit the link. Y'all can back out of this and hit the link to come into the live stream. Please come in and show support, subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Appreciate it.
That is true. You have to look at the heart, Tamika, Takima. However, my perception is maybe a little different with that, because oftentimes when you look at the heart, sometimes people are falling in love instead of growing in love. And for me, there's a slight difference between the two. Meaning, when you fall, you usually break something. Be an arm or leg, or you fall down the stairs, you might break your neck. The point is, when you fall, you're going to probably get hurt. As opposed to growing in love. Growing in love meaning you're learning the good and the bad, and saying, okay, I can accept the bad with the good. And when you do that, now when stuff go down later on, because stuff gonna go down later on, okay, I ain't saying it's gonna be cheating or creeping and nothing like that. However, you're gonna have a divergence of views, or you're gonna have
Charlita, come into the YouTube.
You're gonna have a disagreement of some sort, and you want to be able to know, how is this person going to handle this disagreement later on? Are they going to try to get violent with me if I don't agree with it? You want to start looking at stuff like that now. And it all starts with the type of questions that you ask them, you know? And one of the first questions I believe that you should ask them is you should say, listen, do you play with yourself? And every grown full-size man should be able to say, yeah, I play with myself every day, at least once a day, on a full-time basis. And when I say play with yourself, I'm talking about make jokes about yourself and crack jokes on yourself and laugh sometimes and stop being so serious. Like, yo, son, what you looking at? It's like, for real, man. So sometimes we have to laugh. Sometimes we have to laugh at ourselves. And when you laugh at yourself, you will find other people looking at you saying, yo, what's so funny? And if they're insecure, they'll think that you laughing at them. So you have to be careful, who you're around when you're playing with yourself, because they might think that you're playing with them and it had nothing to do with them. So that's just my thing. And that's just, how I stay level, because I usually say the challenge is in maintaining the balance. Can't be too serious and you can't be too play.
The next question, we're gonna do one more topic, then we're gonna close this. I'm trying to go over everything that I went over with in a joking matter, but now on a more serious note. A lot of the things that I touch that kind of like bother me or whatever, and I might hit it with other dudes and let them talk all crazy, reckless about it. I might readdress it, but from a more professional, standpoint for those that's watching and shit like that. So, we was discussing social media awareness for parents.
Social media awareness for parents.
I think I spoke with you about that too.
Okay. There's a sister named Christine Tachin, NPR. You might want to go ahead and Google that, y'all. Go on to Google or whatever your search provider is. Look up Christine Tachin. She and write up and put NPR and put ex-Google employee. And she left the company. And when she left the company, she actually said some stuff that was going on regarding the parenting, the parental mechanism that's within Google. Every parent should read that. That's my comment on that.
All right.
What I'm talking about is certain parental guidelines you think you have in place with Google.
Let me give you a better idea. Because I just gave you an umbrella. Let me get to the specifics. So when I say social media awareness for parents, I'm talking about parents that post things like guys who post guns and gangs and all that.
Okay.
And then throw up pictures of the kids right after. Females pictures and stuff, okay. And then on the same page they posted pictures of their kids and their mom.
Okay.
Got their family following them. Okay. Stuff like that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just talking about consciousness. You know what I'm saying? And awareness for social media as far as like, how that could affect the child. Everybody's on social media nowadays. So, it only takes for one person in the building to say he's following you, and you carry yourself like a classy lady. Whatever you do behind closed doors is your business. However, you got this guy following you. He put somebody else on your page. Now you got every dude in the building following you. They looking at you from a different light. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? So, and then, the dudes get to whispering, your kids grow up. You never know. And that's another thing. Like, I don't know how that don't bug their conscience. Like, if it falls in the lap of your children. How your parents might, see that. I don't know, view that. I just feel like with the social media, being that it's so broad and it can reach so many people, that we should be more mindful of the shit that we got our kids under, certain part. I think it's cool to do what you want to do. You want to post sexually explicit shit, do that. But I think you should have a personal page for that. You know what I'm saying? And you should keep your following that's into that type of stuff on that page. And keep your family off of that page. Because you want to respect your family. So you keep your family and everybody, your kids on one page. And then you keep the little freak dudes that want to be hitting up your inbox, talking crazy, sending you dick pics and all that. You keep them on that other page. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of energy y'all going to get too. That's another thing. I don't be understanding how a lot of you women be posting, you taking these pictures, looking back at your ass. You got all this cleavage out. Y'all showing all of it. Y'all wearing all the tight shit. But then y'all be talking about how thirsty niggas is. Y'all taunting the niggas on. Like y'all know what y'all doing. Y'all know exactly what y'all doing. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be mindful. It's y'all right. Y'all can do what y'all want to do. It's y'all right. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, y'all really need to understand how crazy that shit make y'all look. When you come outside for Labor Day and you got strings on, it's not that serious. You know what I'm saying? You got strings on, but you wondering why niggas is grabbing you up and every guy trying to holler at you. And you walk around, that should make you feel good saying they thirsty. But yeah, that's like a nigga pulling up with a big ass car full of money. You gonna keep reaching too. He gonna be saying you thirsty. Cause y'all say guys like sex, we say girls like money. Big ass car full of money, you gonna be reaching. Especially if a nigga all in your face with it. You gonna be reaching.
Well, to be honest with you, brother, I think some guys are going to be reaching too.
Yeah, it's gonna be everybody gonna be reaching.
You know
I mean, but I just say that to say, you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, y'all gotta carry yourselves a certain way, man. Y'all gotta respect starts with self. You gotta respect yourself in order for people are gonna respect you according to how you respect yourself, period. You know what I'm saying? Parents need to be positive role models for their kids. That's a Snapple fact. But we should be able to be classy and dress how we want without thinking it's just about sex. I mean, if you dressing classy, and you can't put dressing classy and dressing how you want at the same time, because I see what you're trying to do. I'm not gonna let you do it, Shamika. All right. So first of all, I see where you're going. There is no class. Shamika, did you go to church Sunday? There is nothing. There's nothing classy. There's nothing classy laughing. There's nothing Crystal Crockett, welcome back. There's nothing classy.
Hey, Crystal Crockett.
There's nothing classy about showing your ass and having all your skin out. So if you got all your skin out and that's how you feel comfortable dressing, then say that's how you feel comfortable. Now, if you dressing classy and you're comfortable dressing classy, I can understand that. Yeah. Kudos to you. Know what I'm saying? But if you're not and you dressing inappropriately, I'm talking about, yeah, it's your prerogative. You can dress how you want to dress. But guess what? I can almost guarantee it that majority of the women, and I hate to say this and I hate to use this as an example, but majority of the women who's been raped probably was walking around carrying themselves or they was misguided and was dressing.
I gotta jump in.
Hold on one second. And dressing in an inappropriate manner. Some of them, they had no control over it, but I know a lot of females who told me that, it happened a couple times to them and that how, they feel it was because of the way that they were brought up, the way that, their parents dressed them and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And I'll let you know when I'm done.
Okay, thank you. Okay. I guess you just ring the bell with me.
So with that being said, you know what I'm saying? It don't give nobody a reason to take advantage of you. But I mean, come on, y'all want to leave minimum. Y'all want to leave minimum. Y'all want to leave minimum. Y'all don't want to draw attention to your children by having your children going outside. They 16, 15 years old and they got on cootie cutters and shit like that. And I'm seeing it. And I'm saying long ass eyelashes. They probably grades is probably fucked up. Long ass eyelashes, nails done, most expensive. You know what I mean? The clothes be crazy. You want to dress your little girls like they're women, and then you got grown men looking at them like they're women. You know what I'm saying? It's like Halloween. Like, you know what I mean? I mean, you dress him up to be a robber, and it's not Halloween, and he's running through the hood. Police gonna really think he a robber. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta just be mindful. You know what I mean? The type of the image that you're trying to put on your children. You know what I'm saying? I got a daughter. I don't want to see my daughter walking around with her ass out. You know what I mean? Titties showing. They growing, and I don't know what it is, but these little girls is growing bodies. They mad healthy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be mindful. You don't want to. Bad enough, dude's gonna look anyway. You know what I'm saying? So why put them up? You know what I'm saying? Wait till they're 18, 19 years old. They know what's going on with the world. They know what life is about. They know what guys are about. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it so quick because you're going to have them dudes breathing on their neck. Dude's going to be on them. You know what I'm saying? Now, you didn't say the child. No, I'm talking about children. I'm talking women. I mean, y'all going to do what y'all want to do. I just feel like if y'all going to do it, y'all should keep y'all children on separate pages. It just look crazy, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? I go from liking some pics of your daughter and then I see a post with a chick getting ready to give head talking about this is your current mood. Then I go right under that and I see the newborn baby you just had. You know what I'm saying? Then right under that, you twerking in the club. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, that shit is crazy. It's just like, yo, keep everything in its own lane. You know what I'm saying? I got like 5 pages. You know what I'm saying? I got pages that I'm sure I don't have any family members on. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't want to hear that shit. A lot of that shit that I'm talking about on my shit. I mean, I respect it. Everything ain't for everybody. You gotta stay in your lane. But you want to say something?
Thank you, good brother.
Yes.
What I wanted to say is, no matter what the sister's wearing, the guy should be strong enough to let it go.
No, that's a Snapple fact. I totally agree.
Thank you. That's one. 2. Sometimes, not to be disrespectful to none of my sisters out there, however, it start with getting off of Facebook and putting your face in a book and seeing what the children are saying, or what somebody's saying, or what the children are going through when their friends see them and their friends start talking about them to their mother or whatever. So my thing is that they're to it, you know. Sometimes it's a sickness, and for me, like I said, I like to create my own definitions for what I do. And for me, sick means something inside can't kick. Whatever she got going on inside her, she can't kick it until she gets some help. Now, a lot of times we don't know that we need help, so we don't even bother asking for help. What you're talking about are not necessarily symptoms. You're talking about the full-blown effect of what happens when sisters, well, some sisters, not all sisters, when some sisters say, okay, cool, I can dress how I want to dress. Nobody can tell me how I dress. When in reality, whether we want to admit it or not, dressing is a form of communication. Let me tell you how I know that. Because if you will go into a funeral, would you dress the same way? What you said, the string up there, would you dress going to a funeral like that? Or vice versa, meaning the fact, whenever you put on clothing, one of the first things you talk about, or one of the first things you think about, remember when I asked you the other day, yesterday or last week, what's the greatest nation on earth? The nation for everybody that comes first. What's that nation? Well, that nation is your imagination. And when you put on clothes, what you are thinking in your imagination is where you're going and how do you want to present yourself. You're thinking that, whether you want to admit it or not. We can go through this back and forth all day. Point is, you're thinking about it. And when you're thinking that, okay, I'm going to be there, I'm going to be doing this, okay, let me wear this or let me do that, that's what you're thinking in your head. So when you actually thinking of wearing, what you said, the string up the butt, when you thinking, you know where you're going and you know how you want to look. So my thing is that,
you know the type of attention you want.
Well, that's the thing. That's the type of attention. Now, for me, it always comes back to the brother, because she could be walking the street butt naked, and for me, it's a work of art. When we keep moving,
I got a question.
We ain't gotta harass the sister.
I got a question for the ladies though. Yo, is it possible for y'all to want attention but not want to be bothered? Is it like a gray area with that? Can anybody give me that answer? Is that a good question?
No, ask me again.
Can a female want attention but not want to be bothered?
Absolutely. Let me tell you what they call them. Beautiful women. That's it. Beautiful women. Because she's beautiful all the time. She can't turn it off. She can't cut it on. Whether she got makeup on or not, she's beautiful. She gets the attention all the time. Which is why I think one of the things about us as brothers, we need to, I'm not sure if you guys have ever heard of a rites of passage program. I think, and usually you take it when you just turn a teenager. You that's when you go through the program. However, I don't think we should put an age limit on that. I think we should probably have introduced to a rites of passage program. And part of that program is to get used to seeing beautiful women not wanting to have sex with you. They just beautiful. And they like to smile and say, how you doing? And keep it moving and keep going and not be your girl or not, whatever. And there are a lot of women who do that. Some women who want to do that and they can't do that because they know if they smile or something like that, the brother try to come at them and look at them or say something to them in a certain way. So my thing is, if we had that type of, if more of us promoted that, okay, compliment the sister and keep moving on, as opposed to compliment her. And when she don't say something, now she all this type of, and you know what I mean. So the point is that, so, and that starts with us though. That starts with us as brothers, forget what the sister's wearing. Even if this is the thing you have to think about, even if she was butt naked. Why? Because that's the most extreme. I'm one of these people who believe in a tale of two extremities. Okay, tale of two extremities meaning the worst thing that can happen. What's the best thing that can happen? And most likely, something in the middle is going to probably happen. So get that vision in your head, and then you move forward with that.
I like that.
Thank you, good brother.
Hey, yo, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to call it a night, man. I got to get ready to head home.
Thank you very much for having me, brother. Straight Facts.
I put the link in the title of this Facebook shit right here. So when you leave out of here, you can hit the link. It's gonna take you to the YouTube shit. Just subscribe and give us a thumbs up. I'm trying to get my views up. I appreciate it. I got to start somewhere. If y'all fuck with me, support the movement. McDon Media. They go to management. I see y'all. Or yeah, man. But definitely, man. Definitely. I'm mad you missed it, Mafia. But you can catch it on YouTube. You heard? I'm gonna scream at y'all though. Y'all stay blessed. All right.
Peace.
Easy.